Hey everyone, it's Hindash. Welcome back to my channel. I feel like I haven't recorded an intro in, I think it's been about 2 months. Everything that I've had up, I've pre-filmed for quite a while now, so it's good to be back. And of course, I'm here with Timmy, who is pretty much passing out. So for today's video, I have partnered up with Shiseido and I'm gonna be doing this really effortless, beautiful look that anyone can do. Honestly, I've kind of broken it down. Obviously, I talk in detail about the steps, but you can really nail this down in a couple of minutes and just get out the door. I'm going to be focusing on skin as well. They have a brand new foundation, which is so beautiful. It's very glowy, it's very skin-like, but it also is very long wearing, which I love. So if you want to see how to create this universally flattering, enhancing look, then please keep watching. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to be notified. Leave me a comment, a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye. Alright, so here we have the side-by-side look, and as you can see, it's a very enhancing look. It's all about picking out what you want to enhance, which is always so great. And I'm going to be starting off with skincare as always, and I'm going to use the Shiseido Ultimune Defense Refresh Mist just to mist all over her face and get that ready for skincare. And then I'm going in with the treatment softener. It's basically like an essence, and it's going to help whatever product I put next penetrate the skin. And you guys know I always love to layer the products in very thin layers, just so that by the time we get to makeup, we have a really beautiful prepped base. And I'm just going to be rubbing that all over the skin and tapping it in. And don't forget the neck always. And then I'm going to be going in with eye cream, and I'm going to be using the Ultimune Eye. And I always like to do eye cream first because you really want to target that area first and protect it before going into moisturizer. Because that way you're just going to get all the benefits straight away without any moisturizer diluting it. For my moisturizer, I'm using the Ultimune Power Infusing Concentrate and just applying that all over the skin. It's kind of like a serum, very light, very fresh. I'm applying that all over and tapping it in and going down the neck as well. Okay, slowly getting into makeup, I'm going to be using the Shiseido Synchro Skin Soft Blurring Primer, and I'm going to be applying that all over the face, starting with the T-zone. And this feels so fresh and lightweight on the skin, and as we rub it in, it starts to perfect the skin and mattify it, but not in a drying way. It pretty much blurs the skin. I mean, it does what it says. So I'm going to be spreading that all along the cheeks and the chin and the forehead. And as you feel the primer is setting, you want to tap it into the skin so you can push it into the skin. And then we are ready for foundation. For foundation, I'm taking the Shiseido Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation in 250 Sand. I'm actually going to be mixing two colors on the outside of the face, but I'm starting off with this as my base color. Now this foundation is so lightweight, but it is buildable, and you get this really beautiful medium coverage, which is my favorite kind of coverage when it comes to foundation, because you all know I love to go in with concealer and do some heavy duty concealing after. That way you get a really clean, beautiful base and your skin just glows. Now this is a light reflecting foundation. It has SPF 30. It's great for fine lines and wrinkles, and I love the finish of this. And what I love about this foundation is, yes, it is a very hydrating foundation, but it is also a self-setting foundation. It's transfer proof, and I really felt it as I started to work it in. I could feel it setting, but in a very soft way. And I'm going to be using a kabuki fluffy brush to really buff it into the skin and distribute that foundation. And I'm taking it down the neck as well. Always take it down the neck. And for concealer, I'm going to be taking the Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Concealer in 202 Light. And I'm going to be dotting that in the areas where I want to brighten and cover, but I'm mainly going to be doing both. So I'm going to be highlighting and I'm going to be covering any slight imperfections. And I like to take it a bit on the jaw to highlight that area as well and to make the contours look more contoured. And with a fluffy brush, I'm going to be tapping that concealer in so we get a diffused, natural finish. And that way I can see what kind of coverage I can get away with. If I need a bit of targeted concealing, I'm going to put a few dots here and there. I'm going to be slightly taking it over the eyelid as well, nothing crazy, just with whatever is left on the brush, because this is a setting concealer. So just taking down any of that discoloration on the eyelids as well. And as you can see, this concealer just really bounces the light. For blush, I'm going to be taking the Minimalist Whipped Powder Blush in number 7. And I'm going to be brushing off the excess on the back of my hand so that we get a diffused, even finish. And with this blush, I really want to take it up on the cheekbones and diffuse it all into the apples of the cheeks. A bit around the forehead and on the nose just to unify that whole color theme throughout the face. And tapping my foundation brush just very lightly over the edges to really make sure that it's nice and blended. And honestly, if you're doing this on yourself, it's such a quick step from foundation to concealer and to blush. And honestly, the faster you do this, the more they really blend into the skin and just merge into one. After all of that, I really like to do brows first. So I'm going to be going in with the Brow Ink Trio in taupe and just filling in any sparse brows. I mean, she has amazing, amazing brows. So just brushing them up, look at your own brows and see what you need. Sometimes you don't need anything. You just might need to brush them up. You might just need to put brow gel, or you don't. But I'm just going to be filling in any sparse areas just to even them out. And you know what? Sometimes you can't really make both brows identical, and that's okay. I really like kind of asymmetrical brows. I think there is just something really nice about the brows not being completely the same. And it's funny how a lot of people tell me that their struggle is to get their brows really symmetrical, but sometimes that's just not possible. Next, I'm going to be going in with the Microliner ink in brown, and this is such a tiny gel pencil. And what I'm going to be doing with this is I'm going to run it along the lash line to really work it into the lash line and the lashes, because I'm choosing to enhance her eyes and enhance the outer wing and lift them. So that's what I'm doing when it comes to enhancing that part of the face. And you want to quickly take a smudging brush and work that and diffuse that in, because once this sets, it's really going to be budge proof. And the shape that you want to blend really determines where it's going to stay. So you want to lift it up if you want that lifted look. And as I'm lifting it up and blending it up, I'm going to be diffusing it and pushing it slightly into the crease, but not all the way yet. So what I'm saying is you want to blend out towards the tail of the brow and then push whatever color is left towards the lid. I'm going to be going in with a very neutral palette and taking a bit of the cream shade to set everything and to set the lids, because I want that to be brighter for it to pop out. So you want to take a color that matches your nude. So whatever lightest color you can get away with your skin tone, you want to apply that all over the lids. And that way that liner is going to look more defined because the area on your lid is going to be lighter. And this can be such a quick, easy step. You don't have to really think about it. Just pop that color on and diffuse and blend. And as that's done, I want to go on top of that liner and create a more defined line on top of the blend that we've done. And this is going to really further emphasize it and make it look more clean. Then you want to take more of a contour shade that matches the contour of your skin tone and blend that into the crease. So ideally, this is going to connect from that smudged liner that we've done and into the crease. And again, this is just going to be adding more dimension to the eyes. And I'm going to be going over that liner with a very thin line of a black this time and just really pushing it as close as I can to the lashes. Next, I'm going to be using mascara, and I'm really going to be working that into the lashes, and I will be using individual lashes on the outer corners, but I want to use as little as I can, so I'm really working that in. And another trick I love to do is take a bit of concealer and a flat angled brush and just clean up that wing of the shadow that you've done so that you really lift and create a sharp line. So this is going to enhance that lift even further. You don't always have to do this, but if you have a bit of time as you're doing your touch-ups, this is a great ending step to the eyes. I'm going to be putting a couple of individual lashes in medium towards the outer corner of the lash to really accentuate and lift to create that feline type of eye. And for the lower lash line, you want to repeat with those kind of contoury, bronzy shades towards the outer lash line. And you can skip this step, but I really think it ties the look together and continues that color story throughout the eyes. And then for highlighter, I'm taking the Inner Glow Cheek Powder in the shade Inner Light, and I'm going to be applying that on the high points of the face. And as you can see, as she turns, that foundation looks so glowy and healthy, but not oily. So I'm just enhancing that glow even further with a bit of highlighter in those strategic areas. So bridge of the nose, tip of the nose, chin, and a touch on the forehead. For lips, I want to stick to a very effortless look. I'm taking the Color Gel Lip Balm in Bamboo and putting that with a lip brush. You can tap this in with your lips. You can go in straight from the tube. But for me, doing this with a lip brush as a makeup artist kind of mimics you pushing it into the lips with your finger, because it's going to give you that very diffused, soft look, even though this is a nude gel balm. As an optional step, you can take a bit of bronzer. I'm taking a bit of darker face powder actually, and going into the hollows of the face and just any areas where I want to add a bit more dimension. And I get a bit more coverage this way, which is always great. It's a good trick. And setting everything with that mist again, just to really amplify that glow and make everything blend in. And that is the final look. Honestly, if you guys follow these steps from start to finish, it's such an effortless look. It's very easy. It's going to just enhance all the features that you want to enhance, and you can adapt this look to suit your needs and your preferences. So try it out and let me know what you think. You can also find a shorter version of this video on my Instagram at Hindash. So I'm always there. You can comment, I'll reply, we can chat. And as always, I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye.